Tim Wakefield passed away at the age of 57, way too freaking soon. And as you can see from this tweet from the Red Sox, they said, "Our hearts are broken with the loss of Tim Wakefield. Wake embodied true goodness, a devoted husband, father, and teammate, beloved broadcaster, and the ultimate community leader. He gave so much to the game and all of Red Sox Nation. Our deepest love and thoughts are with Stacy, Trevor, Brianna, and the Wakefield family." Just a terrible loss for the baseball community. And, we didn't know what was going on. It happened really fast, and it sucks. Way too freaking young, in his 50s.
57, yeah. I don't know. Crouch, you want to go first on this one? Because this is hard for me.
Mine's short. I never knew Wake, but based on the stuff that I've heard about him and what's pouring in now, it's so hard to overshadow being a good person, overshadowing a 15, 19-year career. And it shows how good of a person he was, because he overshadowed a career that had World Series, that had, essentially playing almost his entire career with one team. And I never knew the guy, but everything I've heard about him is unbelievable. And I feel for his wife, Stacy, and his 2 kids. A great man like that had to be an incredible husband and father. And I pray that they remember the great times of their father and their husband.
Yeah. I mean, the stats, you see the stats. The stats are the stats. Wake is he's not from Orlando, but he is from the area here. He's from the coast of Melbourne. And I never played with Wake. I played against Wake for a long time. And he was always unbelievable to me. I've gotten to know him much better since both of our playing days have ended. We play in a lot of golf tournaments together. We have done a ton of things. I got to know his wife. I got to know Brianna, his daughter. I don't know his son as well. Son is got some special needs. And he's on the right path, and it's great. So for this to happen, it's truly unbelievable. And the thing is Wake is he was a very personal, kept things personal. And a lot of things were going on that a lot of people don't know about. And then things happened and it got out. It's just awful. And then for it to happen this quickly is just one of the worst things of all time. His wife is going through some stuff. I can't imagine what Brianna and Trevor, his kids, are going through right now. It's just awful. And, Wake, we'll miss you. I love you. We have mutual friends everywhere. I mean, throughout the world. He was always one of the best guys. We'd go to golf tournaments. When you got paired with Wake, it was a dream come true, because he would laugh with you. He'd make fun of you if you hit a bad shot. He'd make fun of himself if he hit a bad shot. He'd complain about how his back hurt, and he'd go out and shoot 75. It was unbelievable. But, Wake, it was too fast. It happened really quick. And as much as we want to talk about your accomplishments on the field, the things off the field that you did for the Boston community, Melbourne area, and everything where you just were involved, it truly is special. He did a golf tournament, I think, for 20 years straight in Melbourne, just Tim Wakefield Foundation. I was lucky enough to play in it a few times. Then all the things he did in Boston, just an amazing human being and a better person than he was baseball player. And you'll never hear anybody say anything bad about him. Jason Varitek, if you haven't seen the video of him, check it out, because that kind of sums up how everyone that knew Tim Wakefield feels. And I mean, I was crushed yesterday when I got the phone call. And I found out before most people. I actually got, I was asked to call some people and it was a horrible day yesterday. And, I'm sorry. I'll miss you, Wake. I love you. And, just prayers for, Stacy and Brianna, Trevor, and your family. And, I know you're looking down, smiling, and we'll see you soon, brother.
Yeah. I'm so sorry for your loss. It's terrible. Awful. Feel like he was just playing too, like it feels like it wasn't that long ago that he was pitching.
There was nothing better than Wake. So we saw he got 200 wins. Okay. Mm-hmm. So every time I would see him, which I would run into him randomly in places too, because he lived close to here, right? Mm-hmm. So I'd see him at golf tournaments, or I'd see him at like the grocery store, just random places. Like, oh, Wake, and always a big hug, always a smile. We'd always get a beer together. And so his 200th win, he was going for it in Chicago. And he was on 199. He had like a 2-run lead in like the 8th, and I hit a 3-run homer off of him, and he didn't get it. And as I'm running around the bases, he's screaming at me. He's like, "You son of a bitch. This is my last shot at it. I only got one more star. You wrecked it for me." Right? And so he ends up getting it.
Yeah.
But every time you see me, he's like, "I'm still hate you because you hit that home run off me." Like, it was just, but that was just Wake. Like, he He loved it, and when I would see him play against him, he'd talk trash, and dude, he was throwing knuckleballs up there at 70 miles an hour, just float and just, but I mean, awesome. Took the ball every fifth day, helped so many people, not only in baseball, outside of baseball. So, I mean, just an incredible human being.
Boston legend. And Jason Varitek, his good friend, said this over the weekend.
It's horrible, and it's horrible for his wife, Bree, Trevor, his family, his friends. I mean, he's a young man. He exemplifies what this uniform is, and it's not just the name on the back, it's the name on the front. It's what he's done in the community, the way he's represented it, where he's respected the game, which goes on to the whole league of being a precious part of what we do, is respect for the game and for your place. He's exemplifies what it means to be a Red Sox and what it means to be a professional. A wonderful dad, great husband. We've been through a lot.
So I actually did the game on Saturday. Sorry, are we back? Sorry. So I did the game. I did the Red Sox game on Saturday, and I saw Varitek, who I've known forever. He grew up here in Orlando, and I've known him for 30 years. And we actually had a long talk about Wake, because I was like, I know they're super tight, and just then the next day, I mean, we literally talked about him for like 15 minutes. Just that was it. That was our conversation. Like, because he knew more about it than I did. And, he was like, this is whatever. He gave me gave me a lot of good stories and stuff. And now you see him, and he's not very emotional. Varitek is a very stoic, he's the captain of the Red Sox. And so to see him tore up, I mean, that kind of sums up the way the baseball world, and especially Red Sox Nation, should feel about Tim Wakefield. And man, it's awful. It's awful. And we can't devote enough time to this. So, like I said earlier, we'll miss you, Wake, and, prayers for your family.
We're working on getting some guests too this week to be able to talk about Wake. Every Red Sox player and coach wore full uniforms, no hoodies or pullovers in the dugout on Sunday to honor Wake. Quote, "It was a tribute to him because of all the guys I played with. Nobody wore his jersey with more pride than Tim Wakefield."